Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Monday morning trading room. I trust you had an enjoyable weekend. Mine was busy, as usual. Why is it weekends are always so darn busy? Oh, well. So we're following the NASDAQ here this morning. Oop, come on now. And just a quick look here at the daily NASDAQ. You can see the market in a very strong uptrend as we are pressing hard against 7,900. There's a good chance we're going to see 8,000 this week. No sign of the market slowing down at this point. I thought we were going to get a bit of a stronger pushback off of the 7,900 zone. We did get one bear day, only to see the market recover very quickly. So right now, things still looking a little bit more on the bullish side. And a bit of a soft open, maybe for a Monday. Those of you who like your first in sync signal of the day, well, you have it right here. In fact, you have a second push opportunity to get in on it here with the Raptor. And I'm going to point out the Eagle trade here in a moment. Oh, here we caught that. All right. I wanted to move it just a little bit higher to use that as my second push bar, but here we go. This is the first in sync Raptor trade. And here on the Eagle, we also had the similar trade signal occurring right here. Your first in sync signal of the day. The Eagle profit target a little bit further. But I think I'm all right with the Raptor target if we can get the market up there. We're in sync with the Bollinger Suite down here below. Oh, come on. Don't be flinching just yet. Normally, I'm not one for early signals, but you have to wonder, given the strong market, if really we're going to see another breakout. I'm going to take this opportunity off this little hesitation bar to bring my stops to break even now. Not quite to that 75–80% zone where I typically like to roll my stops. Okay, at this point I would roll my stops to break even. And there's, oh, don't stop. You guys are so close. If you wanted to extend your profit target, try to catch some of this early momentum. Well, we've got the primary resistance right here, secondary resistance up here at 78.72. Like I said, it is not unlikely that the market will try to get up to that secondary zone. Here, we'll squeeze them a little bit harder. Actually, maybe I should try to run it out a little. Nah, never fails. When I try to decide I'm going to run the trade out, that's when it does its little hiccup. Well, that's okay. It was still a nice little move, not a huge profit, but a profit all the same. bouncing about a bit. And a little bit of back and forth going on now. Had a late filter entry signal here on the Falcon, which was interesting. Producing actually a number 2 signal now on the Raptor. The number 2 signal, it occurs, it's a reversal signal, a counter trend signal. It has to be followed or preceded, pardon me, by a test of the extreme. In this case, the high of this uptrend, which began right here, is this point right here. The market comes back, retests that zone, and now produces a reversal signal. That's how you get your number 2 signal. Gee, and here I thought we were going to have just a nice rally day today, and already we're seeing a little bit of hesitation. We got a little bit of back and forth going on again. The Hawk already getting a little bit more bearish, as is the Falcon. The Falcon now changing the trend line color over. I don't know if I'm ready to give up on the buyers just yet, though. So we're in the hard edge, waiting for a bit of a reaction. Ooh, wait a minute now. We're producing a late filter entry signal to short. The seller's going to step up here and take a whack at the market. Starting to look that way. Another number 2 signal in the works. Oh dear, are they going to run away? Am I going to get another opportunity here? It's a little bit of a drawn out second push signal, but here we go. You could, now that the signal has engaged, normally I like to see the hesitation come a little early. It actually came on this bar right here with the wick, but it ended up moving too far, too fast. Let's see if we get maybe an early number 1 signal. The next sell signal could be an early number 1. It will not print as a number 1 signal because you can see the clouds are still here a little conflicted. No, and now we're starting to get into yellow bars. So I suspect we are still in a little bit of a sideways twist. I'm looking for perhaps a trading range that I could bracket. And then just simply look for the breakout and the retest. Well, now we've got a rule of 3 here on the eagle. And you could look to short below that low right there. Stops would go above the high. Now the rule of 3 again is a counter trend signal, but at this stage it's a little bit difficult to determine which way the trend is actually going. Is the trend going up or is the trend going down? We have this move here, in which case you could consider what's going on here just to be a great big bear flag. We have 2 counter trend signals against a bullish band. We have had a retest of the high, albeit a small one. So we have the makings of a rule of 3 signal here on the eagle. Let me adjust that trend line a little. Oh, and now we're getting a little bit more bullish again. So, all right, let's scrub that. I don't think they're really sure what they want to do just yet. Here on the Raptor, you can see we've flip-flopped a little bit. So we had a buy signal, we had a sell signal. The next signal that comes up is going to be our number 1 signal to buy again. And there it is right there. All right, I'm going to look to take it above this high. There is a breakout coming. I'm just not sure which way it's going just yet. Let me get my exit order out of the way. What does the trade forecaster say? Oh, we are in scalp mode. Big surprise there. Moving into swing mode. So maybe things will smooth out a bit. All right, here we go now with the follow-up signal. The background highlight alerting you to a possible buy. This now the number 3 signal, the hard edge bounce. But remember, the hard edge bounce is a continuation signal. Right now, that I wouldn't really call that much of a trend to continue. using the word trend in the loosest of terms. All right, we're backing off again, so I'm going to cancel that. Getting a lot of flip-flopping, a lot of candy striping without any follow-through. That tells me that we've got a market that is definitely a little bit sideways. Here on the Hawk too, you can see just a whole lot of back and forth. Look at all these yellow bars, how they cluster at more or less the same price range. That again is a hint that the market is stuck. We're stuck. Okay, I'm going to try this rule of three again. There's the signal. Am I too close to the trend line here? I don't want to get right on the trend line bounce. Okay, so you see how this bar is now retreating? I'm going to snuggle up my entry order a little. So we have 1, 2, 3 counter trend signals. We have had a retest of this high. I bet you if I shoot a trend line across here, it will be very darn close. Yes, it is, to testing the trend line. Turn the trade calculator off. Okay, we're at the trend line. Let's see if we get any sort of giddy up. Come on, you can do it. A little feedback here from Ray. Ray says, good morning, Eric. Well, good morning, Ray. He says, I'm using the ADX setting 25 with 30 days of data. It's been continually going down. Right now, the number is 6.49. That's pretty low. I'm sure I'm saving money right now. Yes, I am sure you are right. There is nothing really resembling a trend. A little bit of a bear break. And I'm going to take this opportunity now to get my stops down here to break even. Come on, give me another bear bar and I'm going to get really aggressive with my stops. All right, there we go. So you can see I'm just manually rolling bar for bar. No, don't flinch yet. Whew, wow. I was just about to squeeze that trade really hard because there is a tendency of the market to react as it hits our high probability profit objective. All right, just a little bit of a review of what was going on here with the rule of three signal. Now, the rule of three signal, like I said, it is counter trend, but I wasn't quite sure yet if the market was trending up or trending down. And so I deemed that because we had some hesitation trying to take the market higher, as evidenced by this test of the extreme right here, that maybe I would try the short. So there was 1, 2, and this was the third counter trend signal. And you can see that it also lined up with that trend line. And so I thought it was worth an opportunity. And it worked out just right. Hit the profit target. Now you can see we're getting the reaction. Hooray for us. Now, as I like to point out, if I were running my trading quota, I have had my 2 trades. I have made my $100 per contract profit objective on the day. And in fact, I've doubled that. We're up $200 this morning. My trading day effectively is done because I've made $200 on single contracts. If I wanted to earn more money, I don't need to trade more often. I don't need to jeopardize my profit. What I need to be in a position where I can trade more contracts. So rather than trading one contract for 200, if I had traded 3 contracts, that's a $600 day. If I had traded 5 contracts, that's a $1,000 day. If I had traded 10 contracts, that's a $2,000 day. And don't think for a moment that there aren't traders doing exactly that. Don't be one of these traders that chases the market all over the place. Try to pick your moments, leverage yourself correctly so if the trade does not work out, you haven't lost more than you can afford. And then by capitalizing correctly, you will also maximize your profits. All right, it looks like that move may have sparked the buyers a little bit as the descent has slowed again. Really quick little trend change signal here on the Falcon. If you wanted to get a little bit more aggressive on it, it actually fires before the first micro macro cross here on the Hawk. All right, we're going to get an early number one signal here on the Raptor. We already have the makings of our first micro macro cross here in the Hawk. Problem with the Hawk, not so much the setup, but the stop placement. I'm not sure if that stop will be deep enough. Ideally, at least the crest here in the macro line would be a nice stop. Maybe by entering above that swing high might make for a slightly more predictable trade, but you can see we're practically giving up our profit objective versus entering here at the hash mark. And yet entering above the swing high, if this is a new trend developing, should just give us a little bit extra. Let's see if we can't get that. No, not yet. Now we're into a macro pullback phase where the micro line, that's that thin one, changes color. Everything else stays green, just that micro line is out of sync. All right, we've got a macro pullback signal. There it is right now. So I'm going to throw my macro pullback order in. Get my stops out of the way for now. All right, I can roll my stops back then. Ooh, not nice. See, we're back inside this trading range. See how we're just kind of right smack dab in the middle of this great big mess. Market's going to be a little indecisive until we get outside of this range. Trade's not looking very good at this point. The yellow bars spoiling everything, but it may turn out to be a 4-arrow consolidation, but they've got to turn in a hurry here. We've got 1, 2, 3. There's the fourth buy signal. All right, let's see if we get a 4-arrow consolidation and actually get a little bit of an uptick. I could probably ride this out if I pulled my stops way down here. Not so sure I want to do that though. Yeah, there's the red bar buy now, and that's kind of the death knell for this little bit of an uptick. Now, note if I had my stops down here, I would still be in the trade, but it's not looking that promising. There should have been some more follow through here from the macro pullback or even the 4-arrow consolidation, but not to be right now. Well, if nothing else, it's a good example why you don't want to go back to the market too many times after you've met your trade quota. Wasn't a major loss. I think we lost there a little over $100, but still, if we're, if we've made our objective on the day, don't lose it. Keeping your profit is as important as making your profit. All right, here come the sellers again, and we've got a number one signal to short. All right, so I'm going to place that below this low. Come on now, work with me. So there's the signal. Here's the hesitation bar. So I'm going to treat this bar now as my signal bar. See, there we go. We're hesitating yet again. I'm going to get that order out of the way. I thought we had a trend change signal on the Falcon. Yes, we did. We got a trend change signal on the Falcon. What I'm thinking here is, okay, if we're not going up, then we're probably going down. But you can see we're not going down now either. Well, maybe things will smooth out here a bit. Trade forecasts are saying we are in swing mode, perhaps moving into trend mode in about 10-12 minutes time. Well, I'm going to scrub this trade here in a second. The Bollinger Suite totally out of sync. Showing promise earlier, but the breakout, and they put the brakes on. Starting to look like maybe this is our trading range right here. And if you want to ignore the overnight, well, then this is our trading range right here, in which case this was our breakout. This is our retest. You could put your just in case order to short below here. If I get another bear bar, if I see two bear bars, I can put my just in case order to buy up there. Now, the logic of this is when the market breaks out, it will retest the breakout. Typically, it looks like this, where it breaks out, it retests the breakout zone, and then we'll either go higher or we'll go lower. This is the part we're waiting for right now, this little elbow, that little flex. It's not as textbook as this breakout would be here that I've just illustrated, but the premise is exactly the same. All right, so now we've got the market in a bit of a twist. There should either continue lower with trend, or it should continue higher and establish a move higher. All right, then there they go. So let's throw a profit order in here. Thinking about it. Ideal stop placement would be 2 swings back. That would put us up here. But I'm afraid that's a little bit out of my reach. Almost any trade can be profitable if you leave your stops back far enough. Well, that's not looking like a very solid breakout as we retrace back here. It may be that the market is considering the overnight. See how we bounced off the overnight low? Yeah, see, there you go. That's exactly what they were looking at, the overnight lows. It's unusual to see that breakout strategy not have better follow through than that. But this is trading. The only thing that is 100% consistent in trading is that there is nothing 100% consistent in trading. So you can see a very strong rejection of those lows now. Oops. My NinjaTrader. Oh, shoot. Okay, there goes my NinjaTrader. All right, hang on here. 1 second. Let's see if we can't get it back. Don't think I've ever had that happen before. Okay, it appears as though we are going to try to test the top end again. And this bigger move up, well, it definitely shows us some bullishness in the market. All right, next signal that's going to print here will be the number 1 signal. On the Raptor, the clouds crossing, going from bearish to bullish. We've got the warning dots. If the market's not going down, there is actually a pretty good chance that it will try to go higher. So this is not a half bad trade attempt. The problem with this, it will be stop placement. But I think by entering above this little high right here, we should be better placed. Nope, not yet. Not ready yet. Haven't printed a signal yet. We're going to get a late filter entry signal here on the Falcon. That's going to be a buying opportunity. The Bollingers are out of sync though, which is unfortunate. So here now the late filter entry signal. I'm going to throw a order in here above the high. I'll have to adjust the order as the trade goes, but let's get the exit stop out of the way. There's my just in case order to buy if the market continues to rally. The Bollinger should come into sync if we take out this high. All right, well, there we go. We've taken out the high. I'll bring my stops back up. See if we can press on through to the primary resistance zone. Well, the lack of follow through here is incredible. Maybe I should have paid more attention here to my Bollingers being out of sync. All our early momentum here Market's gotten very quiet. Come on, here we go. Can't even do much with my stops at this point. Here we go. We got a couple of bars in our favor now. Look at us go. As we're getting close to challenging the highs of the morning, which came shortly after the open. Wow, we're really stuck here around this 78.50 zone. Oh, come on, let's go. Get up there. See, it's coming up on 7:30. I don't know, there's no reports due out at this hour, so oh, there you go. Ray says it's Fed day on Wednesday. That's probably why we're starting to put on the brakes a bit. Oh, Ray says we're up to 23.88 on the ADX, but we're not above 25 yet. So yeah, at least according to the ADX, we have no trend today, and I think that's pretty accurate. You can see we're trading well inside this big sideways range that we've been watching. Has been a couple of moves lower and certainly a couple of moves higher, but no, nothing really resembling a trend right now. Trade forecasts are saying we should be in trend mode right now, at least for the next 20 minutes. But so far, we continue to struggle. I don't think this trade's going to work out either. So when you get these kinds of days where you get the candy striping, where you get the market flip-flopping back and forth, you have to recognize that the market condition is such that they're just going to churn you about a little bit. So what do you do with that? Well, the best course of action is to recognize that the market is in this sideways trading range and wait until it gets outside of this trading range. Alternatively, if you wanted to be a little bit more aggressive, you could short anything that came into that top third, top quarter of the market and try to buy anything that got down here into the bottom third, bottom quarter. Everything in the middle is going to be no man's land. The trade may work out, but it may turn and reverse on you as well. It's really going to be a 50-50 proposition. So when you recognize the market is like this, really your best course of action is just to wait. Just wait it out. Now, we had an early opportunity, actually a couple early opportunities that worked out. And that's why I said, if this were my trading day, I have made my quota. We're half an hour in, my trading day is done, see you later. I'm off to do something else. So our late filter entry signal, which came back here, I delayed my entry, which may not have been the best thing to do. Had I taken the signal on the hash mark, I could have at least adjusted my trade to break even. I could have got tagged out at break even. But with the later entry, I was kind of committed. So I bet we had a pullback here to the hard edge. Yes, we did. So we had a pullback here to the faster hard edge on the Raptor. We're coming back with another buy signal. So now we have the number 3 signal. If we can see another bull bar, that will bring the Bollingers in sync. And hopefully press on through here to the primary resistance zone. Okay, there we go. So the Bollinger's turning green now. Come on, one more. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take this opportunity to bring the trade up to break even, and now I'm going to squeeze the trade really hard. All right, they flinched just before the primary resistance line, but that's okay. After all that waiting, I wasn't prepared to let it back up on me anymore. And it turns out that they're probably going to kiss the profit target here, so maybe I was a little impatient. Okay, now that we've had a breakout from the bigger range, we'll try our little breakout strategy again. So we've had the breakout. We're looking now for the retest. How can you tell the retest? Well, I'd like to see at least a couple of bearish bars form. And I would like to see it retest the top end of this breakout zone. Okay, there's one. There's one bar. Let's see if we get the other one. What that does, even though we're retesting the zone here, the breakout zone, two bear bars to me would give me a little bit more confidence that this is in fact the reactionary high. I'm halfway tempted to put my just in case. There we go. Okay. I was halfway tempted to throw my just in case order to buy off of the one bar, but now I have the two reactionary bars. And now when I get two bull bars, I can once again frame the trade. So we have a breakout, we have a retest. The market should go higher if in fact the buyers are strong enough. Joe says the mini Dow, the YM, is strong. I do believe the market is still strong. You know, you look at this, could be the S&P, this is the daily NASDAQ, but it could be the S&P, it could be the Russell, it could be the Dow. I think if you're in doubt, given that daily chart, just look for buying opportunities. And you'll probably do just fine. Ray's pointing out the daily range is still pretty small. Total range now, he says, is 130. The last 5-day range was just under 220. So the daily range, very small, very restricted compared to what it has been over the last week. Okay, there's one. There we go. Okay. Okay, so here now we've got just a regular continuation signal on our Eagle. I'm sure we've got comparable signals on the other tools as well. But this now is the breakout, the retest. We're going to see whether we can get any follow through on this. And I will throw my profit order in there. Wow, come on, you guys. All right, let's see what happens here as we get closer to this trend line. Another retest of this zone. We've got to see some bullish follow through here. Otherwise, the market will turn and just go back down here to the bottom end of this trading range. All right, we got a little bit of a bullish push. If I can get a couple bull bars in my favor here, I'm going to start rolling my stops a little bit more aggressively, perhaps below this bar right here with the tail on it. Things are drying up a little bit, though. We've got, we definitely have a bit of an uptrend, but the market momentum just not there right now. So if Fed day is Wednesday, my goodness, tomorrow is going to be even slower than this. Well, at least we've got a few things in our favor. We have had the breakout, the retest. It does appear as though the retest is holding right now. We only had one bear bar against us here. That's good. The Bollinger Suite is in sync. Well, had a nice little late filter entry signal here on the Falcon. So the Falcon is in sync. The Raptor also in sync, as is the Hawk. Okay, well, we got a few things lining up. All right, a little bit of a pushback. Joe says the midline from last Friday or Thursday is sitting at 78.50, or pardon me, 78.70 and 3/4. I have a feeling that the move of the day came early here, and we're going to just kind of be bouncing back and forth here for the next little while. This is another one of these situations where you don't want to crowd the trade too much. You know, if you keep your stop 2 swings back, there's swing 1, there's swing 2. You'll very likely be able to trail your stops well enough that you can achieve your profit objective. Trying to run your stops really, really tight is going to be a little bit of a problem, though, because the market, well, we're just kind of moving back and forth here. You can see trend mode didn't last all that long, and now we are back in swing mode, moving back into scalp mode. So we're getting a lot of back and forth coming back into the market. All right, gang, I think we're going to close up shop here a little bit early. I don't think we're going to miss out on too much right now. If you are going to continue to trade, like I said, I think you're going to be better off bullish, looking for pullbacks, looking for buying opportunities. But really the momentum or lack thereof right now is going to make any position a little bit questionable. So you may be better off, well, maybe taking a longer term view today, you know, like I said, running the deeper stop, or just coming back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow and we'll see if we can't take advantage again of a couple, 3 trades. All right. I will see you tomorrow. Have yourselves a great day. Talk to you later.